everyone. Thank you for joining today's call. My name is Shikha. I'm a manager with EY Indirect Tax team, having a experience of about 9.5 years. So the discussion today is on the RODTEP scheme. The scheme is to provide incentives to exporters exporting goods. During the discussion, we are going to discuss about the reason for introduction of the RODTEP scheme, followed by the key features of the scheme, and what is the process of claiming benefit under the scheme. In case you have any questions during the discussion, please do ask in the chat box. So the RODTEP scheme has been introduced with effect for January 2021. The reason for introduction of the scheme was the issue raised by the US regarding the earlier scheme known by the name of MEIS, wherein the benefits were provided in the form of subsidy. So the WTO agreement, to which even India is a part, restricts any kind of benefits to exporters. So that's why the US had challenged the MEIS benefit, and even in October 2019, WTO had raised a recommendation that the MEIS scheme should be withdrawn by India. So while currently an appeal is pending against the WTO report, India has agreed to move ahead with the WTO compliance scheme, which is known by the name of RODTEP. In July 2020, the government had formed the RODTEP committee, and recently in August 21, the RODTEP guidelines and rates, etc. were also notified. So as on 1st Jan 2021 onwards, the benefit in the form of RODTEP is being made available to exporters subject to certain compliances, which we are going to discuss in the subsequent slides. So RODTEP is a scheme which primarily seeks to reimburse levies at central, state and local level, which are incurred in the process of manufacturing and distribution of exported products and are currently not being reimbursed. So the entire objective of introduction of this RODTEP scheme is that all the levies which are there in the supply chain and are a cost to a company should be reimbursed to the exporter. So for example, VAT on fuel. So this is currently a cost to the companies because fuel is something used in transportation of raw material to the company as well as outward supply. So this is a cost to the company, and with RODTEP, this would form part of the RODTEP reimbursement. So now coming to the rebate benefit, which is available under the scheme. So the guidelines provide that the rebate would be available at a prescribed percentage of the export value. And in some cases, this RODTEP benefit is also limited to a value cap on a per unit basis. So this rebate, as it's available at a prescribed percentage, this percentage is important for us to determine depending on the kind of product we are exporting. The percentage varies from product to product, and it ranges from about 0.01% to around 4.5% across 8,000 different products. In electronics sector, the range varies from 0.5% to 2%. So we understand that these rates are proposed to be reviewed annually, and the government would, in the beginning of each year, would notify the rates which would be applicable for that year. The second important factor in this is the export value, because the rebate is available at a percentage of export value. Now, this export value is also defined under the RODTEP guidelines, as per which export value is lesser of the declared FOB or up to 1.5 times the market price. So whenever we are determining the rebate benefit under RODTEP, both percentage as well as export value needs to be determined. Now moving forward regarding the conditions and the requirements for obtaining RODTEP benefit, there are some key points which should be kept in mind. The first is that the remittance for the export should be received within the allowed time period. In case this remittance is not received within that allowed time period, then the then the benefit which is being provided along with applicable interest is recoverable within 15 days from date of lapse. So, for example, if the amount was required to be remitted by March of 2020 and it has not been remitted, then the rebate which is being granted by the government along with applicable interest needs to be paid within 15 days from March 2020. The second requirement is with respect to export to Nepal, Bhutan, and Myanmar. In this case, the credit in the form of rebate is only available in case of realization of sale proceed against an irrecoverable LOC. So whenever we are making any kind of exports to these countries, we need to adhere to this requirement. The third requirement is that, and it's an important requirement, that the shipping bills that we have raised from 1 January 2020, these shipping bills should carry an intent that the company wishes to claim a RoDTEP benefit. In case these shipping bills do not carry this kind of an intent, then the RoDTEP benefit would not be available to the company. Now, these RoDTEP benefits are available to the company in the form of scrips. They can be used either to pay custom duty, or the scrips can be transferred to another importer who is holding an IAC. This is quite similar to that of MEIS scheme, but in this case, the scripts can only be used to pay the basic custom duty, and it can't be used to pay IGST and SWS. Also, this script has a validity period of 1 year from date of generation. So, after 1 year, these scripts will become invalid and can't be used. This is irrespective of the date of transfer. Even if the scripts are transferred at the last date, the period of 1 year has to be counted from the date of generation of the scripts in the ledger. Also, from the perspective of contravention of any of the provisions of the law, there are very strict provisions wherein the government has made provisions with respect to suspension and cancellation of scripts in case the exporter has contravened to any of the provisions of the Act. Also, where RoDTEP benefit is being provided to a company which is over and above what should have actually been provided, there are provisions where the government can recover the benefit which is provided along with the applicable interest. Other than this, there is also one more important thing wherein this RoDTEP benefit is only allowed to categories which are not specifically ineligible. For example, deemed exports, export-oriented units, and products subject to minimum export duty. There are some other categories as well on which RoDTEP benefit is not available. So now coming to the process of claiming the RoDTEP benefit, like we discussed from 1st January 2021, it is important that the shipping bill carries an intent that the company wishes to claim RoDTEP benefit. Also, along with that intent, there's a requirement to submit a declaration along with the shipping bill with regard to this RoDTEP benefit. After an EGM is filed, and in case the shipping bill does not contain an intent, RoDTEP benefit would become ineligible. The exporter would not be able to claim RoDTEP benefit if the shipping bills do not carry the necessary declarations. So from process perspective, this typically works in a way wherein once a company files the EGM, the shipping bill is sent to the risk management system of customs. The risk management system reviews the shipping bill and determines whether it needs to go to the officer for a manual intervention, or it is not required to go to the officer for any kind of manual intervention. Irrespective of whether it goes to the officer or not, once it is approved, then the shipping bills is sent to the scroll queue, and the scrolls are enabled. Post a scroll being enabled, the RoDTEP amount, the rebate amount, it is available in the IceGate portal as credit. exporter is required to register on the IceGate portal to track how much credit is available and how much credit is not available. So once a scroll is generated, the RODTEP, the IceGate portal gets credited with the RODTEP amount, and the exporter would be able to see that credit in its system. After the credit is made available in the system, the exporter has to convert the credit into scripts for utilizing. Now, for conversion of the credits into the scripts, the exporters have been given an option wherein they can combine various credits at a custom and a scheme level, and they can generate the script. So, and this option has to be particularly exercised within 1 year from date of generation of the scroll. If there is any exporter who does not exercise this option within 1 year, then the scripts get automatically converted at the end of 1 year, and this conversion happens at a custom station level and a scheme level. After the scripts are generated, they are reflected into the electronic credit ledger of the company and is available for utilization for the exporters. There is, unlike in MEIS, there is no requirement to file a separate application for registration of these scripts. These scripts will automatically get registered once they are generated into the ledger. Now, once these scripts are generated, the exporter can use these scripts for payment of import duties like custom duty, basic custom duty, or the exporter can also transfer these scripts to another person who is holding an ISC. For utilizing the RODTEP, these scripts, the exporter, at the time of filing their import documents, they need to mention the scheme code as RD. And they have to also mention the applicable notification number in their import documents for claiming benefit of these scripts. Other than this, custom officer also has been given powers to suspend the RODTEP script once the scroll generation is enabled. So in case of any contravention, the custom officer has powers to suspend the RODTEP scripts. So for companies, these are the important immediate action points that should be taken. First, of course, is registration on the IceGate portal with the DSC. Every exporter who wishes to claim a RODTEP benefit, they need to register themselves on the IceGate portal. Second is the need to create RODTEP credit ledger. This is because all the scripts that are generated are reflected in the credit ledger, and only through that they can be transferred and utilized. So it's needed that the RODTEP credit ledger is also generated if we need to claim the RODTEP benefit. Third is that the shipping bills which we have generated from 1st January, they should carry the necessary intent that the company wishes to file the RODTEP claim. There was a guidance which was issued on the IceGate portal in January 2020. It typically provides the stepwise process for obtaining registration on the IceGate portal to create the credit ledger and the declarations which are required to be filed in the shipping bill. So the companies must adhere to those guidance and ensure that they are compliant with all these requirements to claim the RODTEP benefit available to them. Now, moving forward on the difference between MEIS and RODTEP was the incentive which was available before RODTEP had come in till 31st December 2020. And the RODTEP benefit has been made available from 1st January 2021. In case of MEIS, it was more like a subsidy incentive on export, whereas RODTEP is a reimbursement of levies which were becoming a cost in export of products. The rate of reward in case of MEIS varied from 2 to 5%, whereas in RODTEP, the rate varies from about 0.01 to 4%. In case of electronic products, it's 0.5 to 2%. So we can see that the rate is quite less compared to compared to what was offered in the MEIS industry. Also, with respect to the manner of issuance of these scripts, in case of MEIS, those were credit scripts and were issued by the DGFT. Whereas in case of RODTEP, these are again credit scripts, but these are self-generated through the IceGate portal. So on the IceGate portal, these scripts get self-generated. And also there is no need to manually register them. They get automatically registered as well. In case of MEIS, the scripts could be utilized for payment of basic custom duty as well as certain additional duties as well. Whereas in case of RODTEP, the scripts can only be utilized for payment of basic custom duty. Further, in case of MEIS, the scripts were valid for 24 months, whereas in case of RODTEP, the scripts are just valid for 1 year, 12 months. So as we can see, the benefit, in terms of the time period for which the scripts are valid, the rate of reward, etc., has reduced in a RODTEP scheme compared to MEIS. So I think that was all from the perspective of RODTEP. Thank you so much for attending the call. Thank you.